If I traded it all, if I gave it all.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, this is awesome. I want everybody, this is a new guest of mine right now. I have with me Deborah Brunk, and she's the owner of Radix Nutrition and Wellness. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thanks, Carol. Well, I am a nutrition consultant, and it's kind of a long path that I got here. I was actually a chemical engineer, did a minor in biochemistry, but what I found after working in corporate industry for about 15 years is I really struggled with dealing with my own stress and headaches and depression and all that stuff that you hear a lot of people getting into. So I decided to get out of the rat race and get a degree in nutrition and started doing nutrition consultations.
So it's really all about the food.
It really is all about the food, and that's what kind of brought me into this, was realizing that and going, oh my gosh, this really makes a huge difference for a lot of folks.
So before we were coming on the show, I kind of asked you a little bit of questions before you were coming on. What makes you different then from from any other coach out there or a nutritional coach?
Well, it's a really good question, and I think nutrition in general, you can do health coaching, dietetics, things like that. Nutrition tends to be a little bit more holistic, so we really look at the whole body. So you brought up food, which is really important, and that's a key piece, but there's all the other lifestyle stuff we look at too. It's stress and sleep and your relationships and your other lifestyle. So we kind of take that whole piece and then try to come at that and narrow it down to what exactly is the root cause. So again, it's looking at root cause as opposed to treating symptoms.
Right.
And that's really where I come in as a nutritionist, is to look at that. And then, as I mentioned, I went back to school. I have a master's in nutrition and integrative health, and then I also went through the program to become a certified nutrition specialist, which is 1,000 hours of practicum and passing a board exam.
So if you're going to want a nutritionist, it's not just any nutritionist you want someone like her.
Ideally, you want somebody with a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and then the people, being able to have somebody who listens and can, you can have a good relationship with someone.
Now, you wrote a book.
I did,
yes. You said the book is called How Are You Sleeping? Well, first of all, you got to tell us a little bit about it and how it correlates with what we're talking about here.
Sure. Well, one of the things I see with a lot of folks is just those basic things that are missing, like people have a lot of stress, a lot of sleep issues, and if you can get some of that stuff fixed, people start to feel better. And so, I wrote this little book, and it starts out with kind of a little questionnaire, so you can kind of get your sleep number, as I call it, and to see, well, where am I struggling? And then the book kind of takes you through, okay, do you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress? Here are ways you can deal with that before you go to bed. Make sure you're getting enough movement into your day and coming up with ideas for that aren't necessarily physical activity or exercise, because a lot of people are like, oh, I've heard that before. Mm-hmm. And then also I talk a lot about electronics, and electronics before bed can be a really big issue for people not being able to sleep. So give you some ideas for how you can work with that and do some different things with your electronics.
Your environment has a lot to do with it.
It does.
The food that we eat is part of the environment as well. So this is sort of the whole picture. Now we're going to open up the lines to the audience, and everyone is going to get the book. It's called How Are You Sleeping? So I'm going to open up the audience now for everyone to call in. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I also want to tell you that book can only be gotten on her website, which is radixwellnutrition.com, and it's spelled Radix, wellnutrition.com. And we've got our lines open here. It's much easier to call in and get the book from us. So our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Also, she's going to give everybody a free exploration session. What the heck is that? What is that?
Well, what that is we usually take about 20 minutes, and it's, if you haven't worked with a nutritionist before, or maybe you've had a bad experience in the past, it's just a chance for you to kind of check me out, see if you like working with me, see if you like talking with me, and then I'm also kind of doing my own checking out, and I'm saying, okay, what are you motivated? What do you want to do? What are your goals? And so it's really just making sure that we have a good fit and that you don't go into working with me blind, because I do offer, kind of add our, a la carte type services, but ideally I like working with my clients for 3 months, 6 months, a year. It's building that relationship and, really helping you through to get to, optimum health.
Optimum Health. Okay, so the number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You're getting the book, How Are You Sleeping, along with the free exploration session that she's going to offer for everybody as well. Her website, again, it's Radix, R-A-D-I-X, wellnutrition.com. You can also call her direct. The number is 480-442-0191. She can help anyone from anywhere, whether it's online or in person. And again, our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So your specialty is what?
My specialty is actually brain health, and so it is sort of all the things that sleep and stress end up affecting. So depression, anxiety, memory loss is a big one for a lot of folks. ADHD, so all of those things that kind of we think of as brain diseases. And actually what they're finding is most of that stuff actually starts in the gut. Mm-hmm. So a nutritionist and food is really, really applicable for brain.
So, and do you help children too?
I do, yes.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of children have a problem with that when you say ADHD.
ADHD, autism is huge, and all of those things, we're seeing rising numbers of that. And I think there's a lot of question about why that is.
Okay, again, that website is Radix, R-A-D-I-X, wellnutrition.com. You can get the book there, but you can call in here and get it for free right now. And our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. She can help anyone from anywhere. You're getting the free exploration session along with the book, and that is How Are You Sleeping? So again, 602-277-5369. Okay, so the common issues that you see with most of your clients is what?
Well, I've already mentioned it, stress. Stress is the big one. And, often when people come in, they're like, what diet do I want to, what should I do? What supplements should I take? And we might, we'll do some stuff there, but so much of it often is just figuring out how we can reduce their stress.
Right.
Because you can eat the best diet in the world, but if you are still stressing yourself out or you have a lot of external stressors, the food is only going to do so much good.
How about fatigue?
Fatigue, yes, fatigue is a big one. Headaches are a big one. Memory loss is a big one. So, yeah, those are, and a lot of gut issues. A lot of people just have pain and they aren't digesting well, and yeah.
And you don't want to have to necessarily take probiotics. You may not have to do that when you can do it with food and eating the right way.
Eating the right way, and yeah, again, it's getting down to what that root cause is. Why are you having trouble?
Right now, so does a nutritionist, as you are do these consultations, when you work with somebody that's far away, let's say, and you said that you could do that online, how does that work? How does it work when someone calls you? What does it look like? Go ahead.
Well, when someone calls me, of course, first we do that 20-minute exploration session, and then if they're interested, we'll book. And I usually do a 90-minute to 2-hour initial intake, and that is really taking in everything as a full health history. I'm looking at medications. I am looking at all of your symptoms. I am looking at what you're eating and do a 3-day food log. And there's a couple other things I look at, and I put it all together, and working through it, we really try to figure out what is going on and what's missing, where are the gaps, and then that's how we develop our plan.
So when you've helped a lot of people, when you want to talk a little bit about an experience that you've had with one of your clients so they can kind of get what you've done with them?
Well, one of my clients actually has rheumatoid arthritis, which is a very painful, can be a very painful, debilitating disease. And she was already vegan, but she was kind of doing a junk food vegan diet. So we got her on to more whole foods vegan, tried to reduce her inflammation, got her on some other support supplements that really helped with that. And, it took her a while. This is a perfect case of she struggled for probably 4 to 6 months. And then one day we had our consult, and she's like, oh my gosh, I applied all this stuff, I'm doing it, and I feel great. And it was just a great...
And that's a vegan.
Yes.
So even someone that you would think that vegan is being healthy wasn't so healthy.
Well, right. And again, you can be a vegetarian, vegan, and still eat junk food. So,
right.
It's...
But even so, okay, so, but also it's more than just what you're eating. It's also your environment and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
It's your genetics. It's how your environment and genetics interact. And yeah, it's basically, I heard a show today, it's everything that you do every day, whether what you eat, what you think, all affects your body. body, and it affects your mind.
And tell them again what makes you different than the other nutritionists out there. Go ahead.
Well, I will say I have an engineering degree, so that makes me very different. And then I have all the biochemistry, so I get down into the molecular level, and I am a certified nutrition specialist with a master's in nutrition and integrative health.
So again, we've got our lines open here. We're going to keep everything open for the rest of the show for everyone to keep on calling in. She can help anyone from anywhere, either online or in person. Right now, she's giving everyone a free exploration session that comes along with this book. It's called How Are You Sleeping? Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We've got our lines open, and you can keep on calling throughout the rest of the show. We're live on Facebook, so everybody out there that's listening, you can call in too as well. You can check her out on her website. It's Radix, R-A-D-I-X, nutrition.com, or call her direct at 480-442-0191, or I say call in here, get the book. Let's all start feeling better. 602-277-5369.